Good evening from New York. Today, I'm going to attempt to address something I think is very important. It's a pattern of empathetic forms of communication seen in family and social structure. This forms the framework of the philosophy of empathetic intermind communication. And that pattern is is in the family structure. You remember there was the the kid part of you, the dramatic self, and and into your future and into your past. Um, your gaze involves connecting with empathy that is compassionate, which helps you with the present, looking into the past, and with objectivity, objective empathy, which helps you looking into the future. It's your counselor and your caregiver. Now, up above this timeline, if you draw a line and you make a circle for the kid and a circle for the caretaker on the left and for the counselor on the right, up above that timeline, the part of you that is the imaginer of all you imagine, um, and in some ways, your real self, your higher self, the watcher of your mind, and so that's called your artist, and it looks down uh, from a space above your dramatic timeline and communicates with you um, in ways that are very imaginative, that can create memories that never occurred, and can help you to see things from different sorts of perspectives. It's the main job of the imaginer of all you imagine, the inner artist. And this pattern, you can see it in the family structure. The more dramatically experiencing element in the family, of course, which more emotional. That's the children, the child in the picture of the family, and the caregiver. Well, that's more like the mother. It's there's the corpus callosum is stronger. I mean, mom's going to respond quicker. Um, Someone who's uh, in the hospital, the toughest guy in the world, he's calling for mom, the caregiver. He doesn't call for dad, usually. But the dad, the fathers love with their teachings and mothers with their hearts. I mean, that's not saying they can't, all of these can play all of these roles. And you know, the mother can be fatherly, the father can be motherly, but you have this picture, and two very necessary things for the child to grow and get a sense of where they are in their own timeline, in their own traumatic experience of life. And up above that picture, you need people who have been there, who have who are more at play with the children, more and have the time to be at play, so there's this creative empathy that the grandparents can have with the children. This is what I refer to when I talk about the three-generation family. So you have these three um, roles all communicating to the dramatic emotional core. The purpose of the family is, of course, um, the welfare of the children. And so, and that's all about survival. It links right back to survival. You don't have to go on the we want to get an understanding of this. Now, that's makes for a very healthy influence. Um, from the creative, you get artfulness. From the compassionate empathy, you get the goodness. And from the objective empathy, that's more about truth. Now, these things, this is an artificial dividing of these things. In fact, it would be very hard to delineate these things in isolation because they're so interdependent. But this is a helpful way of seeing it. It's a pattern. In social structure, you have that pattern again. You have business or trade, which is the purpose of everything. Trade, it's closest thing to survival feelings or the drama, the direct experience of life. And it's all the trading partners involved. That's business. And that includes workers who are also trading partners. This is business. And everything else serves that business end to help facilitate the trade so that it incorporates compassionate empathy. Where does that come from? From your extended family organizations, your churches, your mosques, your synagogues, and whatever else. And it's in this country we just refer to all of it as church. You know, it's more focused on, or should be, on compassion and goodness. You know, it's that you want to be healthy and good and ethical. This is you get that from things that support the family and help the families to grow and to have an extended community. Um, Now, they tend to be, a little bit more about the past. It's your more conservative view. There's some things you need to be conservative about. That tends to be more in the past in its focus. Like ancient books that are telling you what to do. Um, but ancient books have wisdom. You know, they also have a lot of nonsense sometimes. That aside, um, now looking over to the future, how we deal with trade going into the future, and from the present, how we deal with it in the present, and looking into the future. Um, if I give you this, you're going to give me that. You need rules for that. You need governance, so that there's a governing of the business, so that the business is not, the children aren't running wild, so the business is not a fire in the house, burning it down, but it's contained in a safe way, and this helps to contain it. Um, the influence of compassion is important with business, and also governance. Governance makes sure that trade operates um, as it should, but you never give all the power to any one of these perspectives. They work in harmony. They work together. And if you focus on just one, well, you have problems. So above this more survival picture of trade, you have the media, which which is all the arts, all the different ways of seeing and reporting um, from different perspectives about, hey, you just dropped in to see what condition your condition was in, and it was a reporter that helps you to see it. You know, it's that's the media. It's helps you with perspectives about the past, the present, the future, through art, through the news media. Um, it's a very important feature, and when all of these are working together, then you have a better society. Now, within each of these organizational perspectives, just as within the people in the family structure, all of these things still exist. I mean, there's the business end of church, there's the media, and you know, then they broadcast, who they are, how do they see themselves? I mean, what how they govern themselves. This is the creative and the objective working in the church organizations themselves. There's the business end. There's also the media. They have to, you know, get the word out. Show their perspective to the world, and they're influenced by other perspectives. Um, yeah. So, and within the media, you have the business end of it. You have the government of it. Yeah. So all of these things exist um, together, and it's sort of like if you're just seeing a mirror of this. I mean, it's like, how do I? It's hard to. Um, if you draw a five-pointed star, you can within the pentagram that's inside the star, you can make another star, and if you join the points of the star, you can make a star outside of that. Um, and then so it's these things. There's a You can focus inward to how the practice works in your mind. You can focus outward to how, in fact, it works in the uh, family structure, and then you expand on that outward to um, the social level, and so you can see like that is like, here's the star, and here's the encasing around that, and then here's the within your own mind, within the family, and then around that within society. Um, that's what I'm trying to say. And so these influences are very important to keep a sense of separation so that you don't focus completely on one of them. Um, but you understand that they're all working together. So what I'm what I'm trying to relay is that from this you can gather the philosophy of empathetic intermind communication. So the aspect of the it's kind of funny that we have two parties, and one party's more about business and church. You see a lot of that. I mean, they're more conservative. That's what we generally think of as more conservative um, perspectives. Um, and then you've got the on the liberal side, you're looking at the media and government. So what's the answer? It's from the left. Well, it's the government and the media. It's like, what's the answer? You ask the conservatives. It's business and the church. Well, that's not. That's perhaps not the best way of saying that, but I think there's a tendency there, um, and then they wrangle over what we're supposed to do. And a lot of times they're missing the fact that, there's some things you need to be conservative about and some things you need to be more liberal about. And so somehow in the mix of this, um, well, you get a better solution. And okay, so when I'm talking about being progressive, I'm talking about making it all work. So being progressive to me is not liberal or conservative. It's not right or left. It's right on. It's that goal of making all of these things work together peacefully. And democracy is incredibly important for all of these all of these factors, um, to have a free voice and to interrelate and work together. So I'm going to end this now. I wanted to express this. And if there's any questions, put it in the comments. Please subscribe and, join us in our mission. Um, Try to use empathy in your communications and take a look carefully at things. Um, I'll have more about how it can be used in a healing way um, at another time. But I'm thinking that you probably understand what I'm trying to say here. It's at the risk of being overly simplistic. It's still a useful way to see things. Is it the only way? Probably not. But we'll find out about that if you comment. So until next time, you have a really good day. And I'm one of the team members from New York. Hello.